Harut and Marut, angels teaching magic. According to the narrative, due to malevolence of humans and the use of sinister spells, the angels implore God to wipe out all of the humanity from the face of the earth. God responds, stating that if angels were descent to earth, they might prove even more depraved than humans. The angels raise objections, prompting a proposal. God will select 2 angels to be sent to the earth where they shall coexist alongside humankind. However, should these chosen angels, like humans, stray from the path of God, they will face punishment. Hello everyone, I'm Arzu Gökyolcu, the author behind Angel Diaries and Babylonian Spell. I have prepared these videos to share some of the topics from my novel with you. My book is a detective novel that includes elements of thrillers and mythology. English is not my native language, so I apologize in advance if I stumble a bit. Anyway, I will add English subtitles. Thank you for your understanding. Yes, let's continue the story I told at the beginning. Where were we in the story? Yep. Angels want people destroyed. Why not? At least some of them. God says no to them because if angels had human nature, they would be even worse. God thinks that way. I think he's right. And the angels object. The angel object? That's a separate topic of discussion. But hey, let's back to the story. The angels raise objections, prompting a proposal. God will select 2 angels to be sent to earth where they shall coexist alongside humankind. However, should these chosen angels, like humans, stray from the path of God, they will face punishment. These angels are dispatched to Babylon with a mission to bestow upon people the magic that safeguards them against wicked incantations. Their labor unfolds during daylight hour and extend into the night. By reciting a concealed divine prayer, they ascend to heaven. All proceeds well until the fateful day when the angels fall enamored with a woman named Zühre. These angels, known as Harut and Marut, are described in the Midrash and the Quran. Harut and Marut may have been represented by different names in different cultures. For example, the god named Marduk in Babylonian culture, a god of great glory for the Babylonians, has the same etymological origin as Marut. On the other hand, in Persian myths, the angels Harut and Marut are very similarly related to Hurdat and Murdat. Hurdat, health, Murdat, immortality. In Middle Eastern culture, a very bad demon named Marut is mentioned. Armenians worshipped these 2 angels before they became Christians. These 2 angels were assistants of the goddess Sıpan-Taramit and brought fertility to the earth. So, what happens later in the story? As I explained at the beginning of the video, 2 angels descending to earth teach people protection spells. In fact, they want God to wipe people off the face of the earth because people are bad. If you remember, God told them that if you were human, you will be much worse. Let's not forget this part. God sends them to Babylon in human form. The angels Harut and Marut, who mixed with people and warned them against the magic of the devil with the authority given by God and taught them magic to protect them from the devil, were now astray with human feelings inside them. The angels Harut and Marut, who taught magic, called people who were damaged by demon spells around them in the human form of Babylon during the day. The angels told them how to protect themselves from devil's spells and taught them various magic recipes before teaching magic. They took oath from them and watch out there. They warned them that if God didn't want it, no magic would work anyway. Repeat again. They warned them that if God didn't want it, no magic would work anyway. In the daytime, after making the people they gathered around them to promise they would teach the tales of magic, show them how to protect them from demonic spells, and when the sun went down, they would go up to the sky with a prayer that only divine beings knew. They were in human form when they were on earth. They were angels when they were in the heaven. After a while, the angels began to degenerate due to human feelings that existed within them. They both fell in love with an engaged woman at the same time. Besides falling in love and feeling lustful towards that woman, it was their arrogance that actually led them to disaster. They considered themselves superior to humans. It was, in a way, demonization, because it was arrogance that dragged the devil into disaster. The woman they fall in love with is called Zühre in Arabic. She is also known as Esther. Was this woman really an ordinary woman, or is it a test administered by God to the angels? Of course, there are different opinions. The woman had made conditions for Harut and Marut, angels in human form who wanted to be with her. The conditions were to kill her fiancé and a child. The angels object to this. Killing people was an unforgivable crime. Then the woman said to them, "If you drink wine, I will be yours." They accepted this offer because it was a lighter sin to drink wine than to kill people. When they drank wine, they got drunk and killed the woman's fiancé and child. The woman learned that special prayer from them, and I ascended to the heavens. Now we call it Venus. The two angels who went up to God confessed their guilt. God felt sorry for them, but he should have punished them. God gave them a choice. He asked where they wanted to serve their sentences, in this world, or is it in the afterlife? Let's talk about the punishment. The angels Harut and Marut, who taught magic, made a wise choice and said, "In this world," since they knew that this world is temporary and finite, and that the afterlife is eternal. Thereupon, the two angels were led to a secret well in Babylon. The punishment was given. They would be hanged by their ankles in a well that no one knew until the end of the world, and they will suffer their punishment upside down until the end of the day. The water would be an inch away. They would smell it, but they would not be able to drink even a sip. It's said that this well is in present-day Iraq, and those angels are also there. Is this in this world or another parallel universe? This is vague, of course. Of course, well, water hanging upside down must all be metaphors. The incident of angels teaching magic, which is mentioned in the holy books, must have been told in order to teach people something. But we will enter these deep waters in the next video. There is a proverb in my native language: be careful whose rope you go down into the well. So, you decide whether to go down to the well with the rope of the right person. Bye-bye now.